Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video for men who have lots of female friends but not many sexual interactions. If you often find yourself in the friend zone, and if women don't really think of you as a viable sexual prospect when they first meet you, then this is the video for you. To begin with, I want to thank Land of the Losers for sponsoring this video. This is the real story of a nice guy who is perpetually placed in the friend zone by women. Some of the stories will make you laugh, others are just heartbreaking, but if you're looking for a real life story of a guy who gets red-pilled and then improves his life for the better, then this is the book for you. The link to my full review is in the description box below, and when you're ready to get your copy, whether it's hardcover or Kindle, make sure to use the special discount that's only available for my audience members. Okay, so let's get started. Back when I was traveling through Bali, I met this young guy. He was an African American from Texas, and he'd been traveling through Southeast Asia for a couple of months. I had a really good time talking to him because he was honest and open. He told me about his depression and how he was proactive in seeking new experiences with travel in an attempt to improve his life. When he asked me what I did for a living, I told him about this channel, and it started a conversation about the difficulties and struggles that he's experienced with relation to women. Upon hearing his story, it occurred to me that the situation that he was in and the problems he was facing are probably not uncommon, and that lots of men go through the same thing. And it would be a good idea to do a video on it. This particular problem I call being addicted to the friend zone. What it looks like is this. You have enough confidence to approach women, and you even have lots of female friends, but you never try and make those relationships sexual. Now, I'm not talking about those guys who attempt to make their relationships sexual but get rejected, and so they need to settle for the friend zone. I'm talking about the men who lack the confidence to even try. So, what's going on here? How can we explain the psychology of somebody who's addicted to the friend zone? Occasionally, you might find a man who is genuinely asexual and really isn't looking for anything other than friendship, but that's extremely rare. For most guys who are addicted to the friend zone, they would probably love to have lots of sexual relationships and lots of different sexual experiences. They just can't seem to make it happen. As you might have guessed, this is a confidence issue, and it stems from a deeply held belief that you're unworthy as a sexual partner and that no woman would want to be intimate with you. This belief doesn't come out of a vacuum. It usually stems from early experiences in life, often during your teenage years, when you approach women and you try and make interactions sexual and you experience rejection. If your self-esteem is already low from other factors, and the rejections that you experience from women are extremely brutal, which they can be, women can be very cruel, then what can happen is an internalization of this belief that you are not worthy as a sexual partner. I have even heard of some guys who believe that by not sexualizing their interactions with women, they are doing them a favor. Take a moment and think about how sad that is. Not in a judgmental way, but how sad that is in a way that evokes genuine compassion. The belief that you are so sexually undesirable that you're actually a good guy and doing women a favor by removing yourself from the sexual market. There's even a certain logic and rationale to it, because if you believe that women are these noble, pure, angelic creatures, and that you're just some terrible guy with toxic sexuality and toxic masculinity, then you can see that you would reach the conclusion that it's the noble thing to do to not sexualize your interactions with women. That way, you're being a good guy. This kind of belief system is really, really worrying, because if your self-esteem has gotten that low, it might be really hard to recover from. This is one of the reasons why I'm a really big fan of the Red Pill movement, because it informs men about how they got themselves into this situation and what they can do to fix it. If they become bitter incels who just blame everything on women, well, obviously that's not good. But a big part of the Red Pill journey is understanding how the gender dynamics work, how the sexual market operates in our modern society, and how overinflated a lot of women's sense of their own value is. Once you understand how, as a man, the sexual market is rigged against you, the next step is to take responsibility for your own role in creating the conditions of your life so that you can begin to make improvements. Becoming friends with women is an important step along that path of self-improvement. What's important though is that you don't get stuck there. Imagine a man with really, really low self-esteem, who won't approach women, who doesn't even interact with women. This same guy does a whole bunch of self-work and starts to improve his life. As he gains in confidence, he begins to approach women, and, to his surprise, he's quite good at it. He's confident, he's charming, he's friendly, and women like him. Suddenly, he's got a lot of female friends in his life. Then he finds that his sexual desire begins to creep up on him, and that's when the fear kicks in. What if they only like me because I'm not making things sexual? What if I'm worthy of being their friend, but I'm completely unworthy of being their sexual partner? I think I'm going to have to give up on my dreams of ever being sexual with women. I mean, look how far I've come, look at all the progress I've made. Having all of these female friends is fantastic, and it's way better than my life was before. I don't think I'm going to risk the progress that I have made by trying to make things sexual. It's the age-old story of a hungry man who gives up on his dream of ever eating a full meal and settles for crumbs because he's scared that if he doesn't accept that, he may just go hungry. That's where lots of men become stuck. They stay where it's comfortable. They enjoy making friends with women and love the fact that women are responding so positively to them. Because they don't want to risk it, they never push the interactions further and try and make it sexual. If you've ever tried cold approaching women, you probably know that feeling. You're talking to them, you're having a good time, she's laughing, she's smiling at you, it's obviously really friendly, and you think, wow, I'd love to get her number and try and make this sexual, but that fear kicks in of, well, maybe she's only responding positively to me because I'm giving off this friend vibe. I'm really enjoying this feeling. I don't think I want to risk it. I don't want to lose that by trying to make things sexual. When I was traveling in northern Thailand back in 2008, a phrase came to me that I've lived by ever since. You have to be willing to risk everything you have for something better. I'm going to repeat that. You have to be willing to risk everything you have for something better. Now, I don't know if this phrase can be taken literally or if it applies in every single situation, but I do know this. If you're in your mid-20s, you're far too young to settle. You can't say, I'm happy in the friend zone, or I'm comfortable with the current level of female interactions that I have, and I don't want to push it any further. You have far too much of your life still yet to live. You have to be kind to your future self. Yes, it will probably be difficult for you to learn the skills necessary to start sexualizing your interactions, but you've got to do it. I understand that it might feel frightening to risk everything that you've already achieved to try and move up to the next level, but it's absolutely necessary. Stagnation leads to depression. Your masculine brain is wired for novelty, for challenge, for experience. It's not wired for comfort and safety. If you want a powerful and healthy self-esteem, then you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to risk that short-term pain for the long-term reward. When you're in your 40s or 50s and you're looking back over your youth, reflecting on your experiences, do you want to think, wow, I had so many great female friendships? Or would you rather think, wow, I had so many great female friendships and a huge host of amazing sexual experiences too? It's all about confronting your fears. Are you genuinely unworthy as a sexual partner? Can you really go the rest of your life leaving that question in doubt, unanswered because you were too scared to push the envelope and try and find out? This is where the friend zone can be useful, because it can be like a launching pad to the next level. A guy might need a couple of years in the friend zone, interacting with women, learning to become comfortable in their presence, before he's ready to take the plunge and push on into sexual interactions. Eventually though, the training part is over and you need to take action. I'm not saying that it will be easy. In fact, you should expect failure to begin with. Being a woman's friend and being her lover are two completely different experiences, and it may take some time for you to discover your sexual personality. Up until now, your sexuality has been a private affair, confined to your own thoughts and the pornography on your computer. Now you have a new challenge. You need to take that sexuality and go public with it, and start introducing it into your social interactions. It will not feel normal to begin with. It will feel weird and unnatural and terrifying, like you're taking your most vulnerable part of yourself and placing it out in the open for women to reject. Push past that fear. It's worth it. If you thought that it was good to see women respond to you positively in a friendship capacity, imagine how good it's going to feel when you start to experience women responding positively to you in a sexual capacity. With regards to specific tips and techniques for how to build your confidence and begin sexualizing your interactions, I'm not really an expert on that sort of thing. What you want to do is go on the internet and search out pickup artist things. They'll have a whole bunch of information. I talk mostly about the psychology of why it's a good idea to do this if you haven't yet developed these skills. If you're the kind of guy who I've been describing in this video, you're addicted to the friend zone, then now's the time to make a change. Start sexualizing your interactions. I promise you, your future self will thank you. If you're looking for some inspiration from a guy who successfully broke out of the friend zone and began sexualizing his interactions with women, check out Land of the Losers. amazing book. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below. I love reading the comments, I love interacting with people, so any and all thoughts, please let me know what you think. One thing I really like about my work is getting private messages from people telling me how much they enjoy my videos and how much it's improved their lives. If you're one of these people and you find that these videos are helping you in some way and you want to show your support, please check out my Patreon page. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys again next time.